Thanks for visiting our YouTube channel. Here are the latest NBA games results, games schedule for tomorrow, and the updated NBA team standings as of today, January 11th, 2025.
In the first of 7 NBA games played today, the Milwaukee Bucks gets a narrow road victory over the Orlando Magic, with the final score of 109-106. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the Bucks in scoring with 41 points along with 14 rebounds, followed by Damian Lillard, 29 points, and Bobby Portis Jr., 11 points. For Orlando, Paolo Banchero, on his first game back from injury, top scored for the Magic with 34 points, while Cole Anthony added 18 points. In the second game, the Indiana Pacers gets a home victory over the visiting Golden State Warriors, with the final score of 108-96. Indiana had double-double performances led by Pascal Siakam, who had 25 points along with 11 rebounds, followed by Tyrese Halliburton, who also had 25 points along with 10 assists, and Benedict Mathurin finished with 21 points and 10 rebounds. For Golden State, Buddy Hield led the Warriors in scoring with 17 points, while Steph Curry and Draymond Green did not play in this game. In the third game, the New Orleans Pelicans just upsets the Philadelphia 76ers on the road, with the final score of 123-115. C.J. McCollum led New Orleans with 38 points, followed by Jordan Hawkins, 21 points, and DeJounte Murray, 17 points. For Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey led the team in scoring with 30 points along with 12 assists, and Paul George added 25 points and 11 rebounds. In the fourth game, the Sacramento Kings looks like a different team as they now won 6 games in a row as they get a huge victory on the road over the Boston Celtics with the final score of 114-97. DeMar DeRozan led Sacramento in scoring with 24 points along with 9 assists, followed by a huge double-double game from Domantas Sabonis, who added 23 points and 28 rebounds, and Malik Monk, 22 points. For Boston, Jaylen Brown led the team in scoring with 28 points, while Kristaps Porzingis added 22 points and 10 rebounds. In the fifth game, the Oklahoma City Thunder bounced back big time after getting their 15-game winning streak snapped as they beat the New York Knicks on the road with the final score of 126-101. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led Oklahoma City in scoring with 39 points, followed by Isaiah Joe, 31 points, and Jalen Williams, 19 points. For New York, Jalen Brunson led the Knicks in scoring with 27 points, and Karl Anthony Towns added 23 points and 10 rebounds. For game number 6, the Chicago Bulls took care of business at home with a blowout victory over the Washington Wizards, with the final score of 138-105. Zach LaVine led Chicago in scoring with 33 points, followed by Nikola Vucevic with 23 points and Kobe White, 15 points. For Washington, Jordan Poole led the Wizards in scoring with 22 points and Jared Butler, 18 points. And for the 7th and final game played today, the Denver Nuggets also took care of business at home with an easy victory over the Brooklyn Nets with the final score of 124-105. Nikola Jokic led Denver with a triple-double performance of 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 15 assists, followed by another triple-double game from Russell Westbrook, who finished with 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, and Michael Porter Jr., 17 points. For Brooklyn, Keon Johnson led the Nets in scoring with 22 points, and Tyrese Martin finished the game with 19 points. Updated NBA team standings as of today, January 11th. In the Eastern Conference, the league-leading Cleveland Cavaliers remains at number 1 with 33 victories and just 4 defeats, and have won 12 consecutive games. At number 2 are the Boston Celtics, with 27 wins against 11 losses. The New York Knicks are still at the 3rd spot, with 25 wins against 14 losses. The Milwaukee Bucks are now at number 4, with 20 victories and 16 defeats, and on a 3-game winning streak. The Orlando Magic completes the East top 5, with 22 wins and 18 losses, and have lost 2 straight games. The Indiana Pacers moves up at number 6 with 21 victories and 18 defeats, and on a 5-game winning streak. The Miami Heat are at the 7th spot with 19 wins and 17 losses and have won 2 games in a row. The Detroit Pistons and the Atlanta Hawks are at number 8 and 9 with 19 victories and 19 losses. The Chicago Bulls completes the Eastern Conference top 10 with 18 wins against 20 losses. At number 11 are the Philadelphia 76ers with 15 wins and 21 defeats. At number 12 are the Brooklyn Nets with 13 victories and 25 defeats and have lost their last 4 games. At number 13 are the Charlotte Hornets with 8 wins and 27 losses. The struggling Toronto Raptors are at number 14 with just 8 wins against 30 defeats and have lost 4 straight games. And at the very bottom of the Eastern Conference team standings are the Washington Wizards with just 6 wins and 30 defeats and on a 5-game losing streak. In the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder remains at number 1 with 31 wins against only 6 defeats. The Houston Rockets are at the 2nd spot with 25 wins and 12 losses and have won 3 games in a row. The Memphis Grizzlies are not far behind at number 3 with 24 victories and 14 losses. At number 4 are the Denver Nuggets with 22 wins and 15 defeats and have won 2 games in a row. The Dallas Mavericks are at the 5th spot with 22 victories and 16 losses and have won 2 straight games. LeBron James and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers are at the 6th place with 20 wins against 16 defeats and have lost back-to-back games. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Los Angeles Clippers are tied at 7th and 8th places with an identical 20 wins and 17 defeats record. The Sacramento Kings are now up to number 9 with 19 victories and 19 losses and on a 6-game winning streak. Steph Curry and the rest of the Golden State Warriors completes the West top 10, also with 19 wins and 19 defeats. The San Antonio Spurs are at the 11th spot with 18 victories against 19 defeats and have lost their last 3 games. Kevin Durant and the rest of the Phoenix Suns are struggling at number 12 with 17 wins and 19 losses. The Portland Trail Blazers remains at number 13 with 13 victories against 24 losses. The Utah Jazz are at number 14 with 9 wins against 27 defeats and on a 2-game losing streak. And at the very bottom of the Western Conference team standings are the New Orleans Pelicans with just 8 victories and already piled up league-worst 31 defeats. Here are the 7 NBA games scheduled for tomorrow, January 12th. In the first of 7 NBA games to be played tomorrow, the Atlanta Hawks will be playing at home at the State Farm Arena as they host the visiting Houston Rockets at an eerie 4 a.m. For the second game, Kevin Durant and the rest of the Phoenix Suns will be hosting the Utah Jazz at the Footprint Center at 6 a.m. For the third game, the Detroit Pistons will try to defend home court as they play against the struggling Toronto Raptors at the Little Caesars Arena at 8 a.m. For game number 4, Anthony Edwards and the rest of the Minnesota Timberwolves will be at home at the Target Center to play versus the Ja Morant and the rest of the Memphis Grizzlies at 9 a.m. For game number 5, the Miami Heat will be in Oregon as they visit the Portland Trail Blazers at the Moda Center at 11 in the morning. For game number 6, James Harden and the rest of the Los Angeles Clippers will be at home at the Intuit Dome as they host the visiting Charlotte Hornets at 11:30 in the morning. And for the 7th and final game scheduled for tomorrow, LeBron James and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers will be at home at the Crypto.com Arena as they host Victor Wembanyama and the rest of the San Antonio Spurs. Tip-off will be at 11:30 in the morning.